from vision to reality, transforming Ghana for all, one nation, one people. This aligns perfectly with the NCCE's theme for the year, Together We Can Build Ghana, so get involved. And ladies and gentlemen, Madame Sewa even sang a beautiful song that depicts this theme as well. This is a call to Ghanaians to recognize that we all have a role to play in shaping our nation's destiny.
Initiative blueprint is duly launched.
Are things okay? Our current situation. Now we're seeing the situation where extreme partisan politics is trying to overshadow the national interest. And we, like I said, from research, the people in the past who laid the foundations that were supposed to build on it collaboratively and inclusively, that partisan, individual, extreme partisan politics is tearing us apart. They don't do this. And like I mentioned, some of these people use their own resources. They did not occupy political office to acquire wealth or have some means. But out of the opportunities they've gotten as citizens of Ghana, they were able to create their own wealth and invested it in the country. And when they also invested it in some of these people we call the earlier politicians, the big six. If you read about them, their activity, you see how they really helped them. But we have rather overlooked these people, and we've taken the latter days ones, which is not helping our political group. We're targeting the private sector, the entire country, the youth. In fact, we have like the 2020 voters register. The youth, those from 18 years to 35, were 9.4 million. But the group that actually voted and won the election was 6.something million. These youth, some of them are crying, seeking for job. But after the election, their needs are not met. And we're saying that, look, there is a way that we can turn some of these youth who are job seekers into entrepreneurs, potential entrepreneurs. And from entrepreneurs, they will become job creators. From job creators, they will become people who we can describe as people who can count wealth in hundreds. So we call them the hundredaires. You count some who can move to count wealth in thousands. You call them the thousandaires. And some who will move and count wealth in millions. They will call them millionaires. They will have some that will move to count in billions. They will call them billionaires. We're trying to see how we can use our environment to create wealth among our citizens, like other countries are doing. We've also seen that the country is not as poor as we think, because almost everything that is imported here, we buy and pay cash. We don't credit. So it means that we have something here. And if we can have a way that some of the things that are imported, we can locally produce, maybe half of them, we can save a lot of money to grow our industry. So these are some of the things that we are looking at. We are into a discussion with them because they are doing virtually the same thing. They are state institutions. They started, but some of them called me Centenary, whilst they did Ghana at 100. But it's almost the same. But what we are trying to do is that, you see, governments are temporal structures that are created at a point in time. But the state is permanent. But some of these state institutions are always being influenced by some political entity. Does it mean that if a particular government come to power and do this and there's change and they brought a new leader, the things have to change? We want to avoid that. That citizens should take take their own initiatives in creating their own wealth, because after all, those who started were not occupying political office. They did not use even the little environment they have to take from the people, but they give out. And this is exactly what we are trying to say, because the population of the citizens that are not into extreme partisan politics. Politics is okay, but the extreme where the person you are following is doing something wrong, but you still say it's right, that is what we are against. But politics, of course, in a church, in marriage, in any human institution, there is politics. But don't go extreme where the thing is wrong, but you say it's still right. And this is what we are trying to correct. Peace and patriotism. Peace and patriotism. If we are patriotic, we will not do certain things, take money from politicians and do the wrong thing. Ghana is for all of us. Whoever wins the election will become a president, but certain policies that will be put in place, we the citizens would have to get involved, and we are calling for a system change, the hybrid system of the hybrid democratic system, where representative democracy and pure democracy mixed. When we elect our people to represent us, they cannot take decisions alone. They have to come back to us to take certain decisions. And that is what most countries are doing. So you don't see one person elected to represent them going to take decisions, but they come back to the people again. When we got to parliament, we decided to do A, B, and C. This is what was proposed by the government. But me, as your rep, as an MP, what are your views about this? Then you should get a certain percentage of the people. Then you go back before you take decision. But the decision you are going to take is going to affect the people who voted for you, not you as a person. And these are some of the things that we want us to look at if we want our democracy to progress.
We are located within the Amasaman environment, also with the e-learning group institutes. The Centenary Agenda Initiative has really been impactful. I mean, looking at the agenda that has been set out and rolled out, I think that it is about time we focus on individual development if you want to curtail the problem of unemployment in Ghana and empower the youth. I think the youth is the core value here. I mean, a lot of things are happening in Ghana right now, and if the youth are not our focus, there's going to be a very big problem. And that is where the Centenary Agenda Initiative, I really take particular interest in it, because the youth is our future. And if we can focus on building them up, setting them, not preparing them for employment, no, I mean, the employment sector is choked. Unemployment is all over the place. But if we can prepare them for them to stand on their own and become entrepreneurs, then that is the way out. So thank you very much.